All right, what's going on, everyone? It is Sunday. Sunday. The Money in the Bank pay-per-view is over. And man, I got two things to say. Are you ready for this? John Cena is back, baby. That's one. All right. Number two. All right. I got a second one for you. Ready for this one? Here we go. Big E is the Money in the Bank briefcase holder, baby. That's right. To the moon. maybe later. So what's going on? The best? You can get the fuck out of my chat. I don't need your bitch ass in here. Enjoy your time out, my friend. Enjoy. How's it going? What'd you guys think about the show? To be honest, I'm gonna tell you, I thought the show was trash. All right, I was ready to be here. I was ready to tell you that Slammiversary was a better show than Money in the Bank. Yep, I was. But you know what? It was pretty good. The first half of the show sucked. It was a giant stinker. But the last two matches, man, the men's Money in the Bank match. It was, ready for it?
Such good shit.
Yes, it was. And the main event was also
such good shit.
Right. So good. Jacob, thank you, my friend, for the super chat, $4.99. Oh God, where do I got it. I got the money, man. It's Money in the Bank. Some woos for Jacob. Sorry, scrolled up. Let me see here. Says, definitely enjoyed the later half of the show. Cena coming back made me feel like I was 10 again. I'm marked out. Dude, Cena coming back was crazy. I knew it was coming, and it was still extremely exciting. And I loved how nothing else happened. John Cena comes out, and everyone freaks out. The roof gets blown off of the building, and that's that. I love it. I will never remove the hat. You know what? If you want me to remove the hat, I will just, I got more. They did the same ending. Roman loves headlocks, says Marcel. They did the Tina ending. I loved it. You know, you could make an argument for the Charlotte and the Rhea Ripley match, but man, Charlotte with the title again, man. I don't know. Just a simple "you can't see me." Yeah, you know, and I love. Okay, my goal in my goal in life. All right, my goal in life is to be able to reply with people forever with gifts of myself. And today was the first one. Today was the first one. It felt so good. It felt so good that I was able to say, you know what? I'm pretty sure that Rollins is gonna screw Edge out of the match. That's gonna happen. Roman's gonna retain, and then John Cena's gonna come out, and I gotta come back to it like 30 minutes later and do the whole. So that was pretty cool. I like that. Manny says it's not the fact that you are wearing a hat; it's what's on the hat. Must have found it in the nearest garbage can. I got some other stuff that I found in the garbage can as well. I can change to one of those if you would prefer. Hoodie says the show was off, but John Cena returned. It was
such good shit.
Yes, sir, it was. Yes, sir. Ashley says Charlotte overpushed Flair. I can't, dude. I cannot believe that they put the title back on Charlotte Flair tonight. I cannot believe it. And that just reminds me that I need to bring up everything that happened because I don't have it written down. I just go off my Instagram post. Okay. All right. Charlotte has, oh God. Okay. Chat just scrolled. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read everything. If you're looking at this, then there's the first comment you've ever read post face reveal. Well, welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, James. Where does Rhea go from here? I don't know, man. It's rough. It is rough for Rhea Ripley. She got screwed by Charlotte in NXT, and now she got screwed by Charlotte once again on Raw. And, you know, Papa H was like, hey, you know, just let it play out. It's all going to make sense. Everything's going to come together in the end. And boy, that couldn't be further from the truth. So, Marcel says, Cole said Edge created Money in the Bank and people created a storm of it. Did he? I don't necessarily, I was around for when the first one happened, but I don't necessarily remember how it happened or anything like that. Man, I'm tired of seeing Charlotte as champion. Me too, man. I thought that what they were going to do was have Nikki come in and cash in, and then that would be that, but didn't. It was Jericho. Oh, that's right. That's right, because I just saw something about that the other day. Interesting. No love for Jericho, huh? I wonder why. Charlotte is Rhea's kryptonite. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Roman carried Edge, not gonna lie. I thought this match was great. I thought it was great. You know, I say this all the time, and this is just for me. This doesn't go for everyone. Obviously, it's my opinion, but I like different styles of matches. I like matches paced differently. So it doesn't bother me, you know. I think that people who are good, I think anyone can really go out there and just go 100 miles an hour and do all of the flips and do all the cool shit that everyone wants to see. But, you know, it takes someone really special to go out there and do a slow, methodical match and try to tell a story and get all that stuff across. So props to them for that. I think they did a really good job. I could have just really done without the typical WWE finish, even though we knew it was coming. But, you know, that was a bathroom break at that point. I was really hoping for a cash in on that one. Zach said Kofi got murdered, but didn't look weak. A squash match booked perfectly. And I didn't mind that either. I didn't mind that at all. I've been saying for a little bit of what I thought would happen, and I still think that it's going to happen. And I think that we saw firsthand it coming to fruition. Sorry, I'm trying to move some things around here so I can. My setup is weird with this camera in my way these days. I love the men's Money in the Bank, Edge and Roman. Everything else was either boring or meh. The women's match, man, I could have done without the women's Money in the Bank match, really. Well, I guess we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it when we go. I'm going to be here for about an hour tonight. So what are we at? We're 11 minutes already. So I woke up straight at Roman versus Edge. For me, the pay-per-view was a 10 out of 10. Yeah, at that point, the men's Money in the Bank match is really good too. You can make an argument that Rhea Ripley and Charlotte got good. Afterwards, you know, they really took a crowd that couldn't give a shit less about their match, and they really flipped them and kind of got them into it. I'm not sure if Charlotte was actually pissed off when she flipped everyone off, but I think that was a good turning point right there. Charlotte champion once again. Pain, 100% pain. Thank God Jinder caused Drew the Money in the Bank. Yes. Yeah. 91 watching. Yes. Welcome. Thank you guys here. I appreciate it. This is the second live stream I've ever done as a person. So welcome. Good to see you. Hope you guys enjoy. It's a weird ass experience, that is for sure. But it's different. Different. What's your take on the Usos winning the championships? I wasn't expecting to see them win the championships, to be honest. I thought that they were going to draw it out a little bit longer, so I'm surprised that they didn't. I'm not surprised that they won the titles though. I fully expected that to come. I just thought maybe it'd be on an episode of SmackDown or something like that. I figured there would somewhere be more between the Usos and the Mysterios. I don't feel like the Mysterios really had a run with them for that long. And I could be wrong because I haven't watched SmackDown. Well, I watched SmackDown last week, but aside from that, I really haven't been watching Raw or SmackDown since like April. So I don't know. When's Becky returning? I don't know. I have no idea. Soon, TM would be what I would go with. Soon. I haven't heard any rumblings. Usually when I hear rumblings of things, I kind of will post them. AOW, Marcel says Uso got another DUI and got another title reign. Isn't that what happened with Jeff too? Right? Didn't Jeff Hardy get in trouble for all that stuff and then he won that feud with Sheamus? No, you're not. That was their first defense outside of Uncle Ziggy. Yeah. So I'm not surprised. It's weird, man. The way that WWE books certain things is really weird. Like it's really a hit or miss. Like usually a lot of the times it misses, but when they hit, boy, they hit. And they hit tonight. They hit tonight on the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. That was fantastic. It was short and sweet, and they absolutely picked the right person to win that. And the main event was fantastic. It was incredible. I think Roman and Edge went out there and killed it. And John Cena showing up is huge. And man, I don't know. We'll figure out the final number for SmackDown's viewership tomorrow, I believe, at some point. So far, I believe they're up 300,000 in the overnight ratings. So we'll see how that translates over. And I bet you Raw's going to have a nice bump for sure. But next week SmackDown, since that is where John Cena is going to be, man, I expect those ratings to go through the roof. And actually, you know what? I expect those ratings to go to the moon. That's where I would see him go. Am I going to be watching next week's SmackDown because Cena's back? Probably. Yeah. I didn't want to watch next week's episode of SmackDown, but I had heard the rumblings that is when John Cena was going to return. And then I heard that it was tonight. So probably, I mean, Tony Storm's going to be there as well. I'm going to be watching Raw tomorrow, which is going to be a chore because you know who's showing up tomorrow on Raw? Let me tell you here. His name is Gold. All right. This man's going to be on my TV. I'm not happy. I'm not happy about it. All right. You know what I do? You know what I do when this man's Gold is on my TV? This is what I do. I take the remote and I turn it off. I'm done. What I do. Can't wait for Jeff Hardy's No More Words to return. That'll be great. That'll be a huge pop for sure. We don't claim him. Yeah, no, we don't. We don't claim him. We don't want him. Bianca and Liv will be fine. Me to be honest. You know, and yeah, we got that rematch, which is probably the return of Sasha Banks, if I had to guess as well. I think that's going to be on that. Man, I can't remember what it's called, but I think that's the match that's going to be at that festival that they're doing. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's why they're having that rematch. And then afterwards, Bianca will like raise up her championship. And then Sasha Banks will come out and the people there are going to lose their shit. Rolling Loud. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes. We need a petition to keep. I got to go all the way over here. Gold off of WWE TV. Yes, we do. 100%. I need to move my mixer to like right in front of me. If they're making Bobby look this strong, why make him face? Nobody's believing in 80. Well, it's because Gold. Oh, God, I almost said it. Gold has always been a dominant person and in like his entire career. So the match is going to be fast paced. It's going to be short. So I'm assuming that's why they did it. I don't know, man. I don't know. Can you scroll up to my comment? You're ignoring me. There's a lot going on in the chat, man. Just post it again. Post it again, and I'll look out for it. Do you see a cash-in happening at SummerSlam? Possibly. Very possible. I was honestly, I was surprised tonight that we didn't see one. We didn't see one. I hope that they do some stuff with the Money in the Bank briefcase holders, because last one it didn't hit very well, and I think that Big E with that Money in the Bank briefcase is going to be just amazing. He's going to be very entertaining. Sasha versus Liv versus Bianca is happening at SummerSlam. Liv's popularity is on the rise, and the fans are going to want her in the match. Adding Liv to the match will be flames. Liv is best. I think, I think that hopefully they'll take notice to what they saw tonight with the crowd reactions for people. Liv and Naomi were really the only two people that got a pop in that match. No one really did anything for Natalya or Tamina, or sadly Zelina Vega. There wasn't much going on for any of them. It was all for Naomi and all for Liv Morgan. And they decided, Nikki Ash, man, no. I didn't hear a peep out of that crowd for Nikki Ash. She won. But we'll talk about that in just a second. We'll talk about that. Here we go. Got to start spamming. You might have to. I'm trying to read. I'm trying to get through all of it. How did Liv get so over? I don't know. I think she's just somehow always connected with fans. And that's all it takes. That's all it takes. A lot of people have an obsession with Liv Morgan being a part of the Fiend gimmick and being in that role that Alexa Bliss was in. So I don't know, man. Probably there. Because Lord knows it's not anything that they did. Good Lord. Liv and Naomi were the favorites. No offense to Nikki Cross, but this superhero gimmick ain't it. I don't like it either. And I don't think, maybe someday she'll be able to prove me wrong. Cool. But right now, it's not for me. It's not for me. Imagine Keith Lee as U.S. champion and Bobby as WWE champion in the Hurt Business. I really wish they wouldn't have gotten rid of the Hurt Business, because the Hurt Business was great. The Hurt Business had so much life left into it. I don't know why they got rid of it. Ash is a no for me, dog. For real. Marcel says, how many times have Roman matches had 10 minutes of interference? I mean, it's kind of the thing that goes with the Roman Reigns match right now. It's kind of like the Elite, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Whenever they have their match, you always know that something's going to happen. So it just kind of is what it is. I don't mind. I just wish that it wasn't always a direct result to the finish. That's all. And the whole thing, we'll talk about it a little bit more, but the ref bump, I don't know if he actually got hurt or what, but I don't know. We'll talk about that. How come I bleep out goal? Because it's a bad word and you cannot say bad words on YouTube. If you say bad words on YouTube, you get demonetized. And that's not bad. Or that's not good. That's what I meant to say. That's not good. Elite matches interference are like a minute though. I don't know, man. I don't know. The ref bump looked weak, very weak. Sorry for spamming. No worries, my friend. I'm trying to catch him. Just go ahead and repost it, and we'll get into the show in just a second here. Reigns is the most unbeatable champion in all of pro wrestling. I don't think Roman Reigns should lose that championship for a very long time. Right? I can't believe it's almost been a year as well. That's very crazy. Can we accept Keith Lee returning tomorrow? I don't think so. Man. Nikki had to drop her Cross name because they're calling up Cross from NXT. Never thought about that. That's interesting. I don't think that's the case, but very interesting. We want Keith Lee. We do, 100%. I don't know the ins and outs of what's going on with Keith Lee. All I know is that it seems like he's going through a legal battle with WWE on trying to own the rights to his name. I don't know. Kevin Owens, the best thing to happen to WWE, 100%. I love Kevin Owens. He's great. He's one of my favorites. Heel, face. The guy can do it all. He can wrestle his ass off. He can do high spots. He can do promos. Like, Kevin Owens is great. I ain't watching Raw. I'm not taking high risk. You cover it for me. I will. I will be watching Raw tomorrow, and I will be covering it. I don't know if I'll be doing the following week. I don't know if I'll be doing a post show for SmackDown next week. I'm not exactly sure. You look exactly like your My Career Mode character. Do I? I mean, you throw the beard on all of them, but that's about it. I don't know. I don't think I edit the My Career people like their actual facial features. I just do like hair and stuff. Sadly, you'll watch it too. Hopefully it's not too bad, but it's not looking that great when we have Charlotte Flair and Gold there. Edge, he doesn't need a title to look good. He is good without the title. John Cena return. Yes, it's time for the Nexus now. Turns it's been 11 years. I hope John Cena beats Roman Reigns. John Cena beating Roman Reigns would be crazy. I don't see that happening because John Cena has a crazy schedule, but I don't know. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know. Zach says, pretty sure Dana Brooke is pregnant, hence why Mandy went to NXT. Completely irrelevant, but I saw Dana comment. Interesting. Okay. That would make a little bit of sense, but they still need bodies. So I don't know. It seems like they traded Mandy Rose for Aaliyah, which is interesting as well. Kevin Owens scared me after the powerbomb through the ladder. Dude, that was crazy. The bumps that guy takes is insane. Is Charlotte passing Rick in titles yet? I'm tired of these pointless title changes for her. They really like to pad Charlotte Flair's title reigns, that is for sure, to say the least. I thought that she was going to win it tonight and then get cashed in on, and then that would have been it. But I think, yeah, and I think that's something to be talked about. I was going to make a post a while ago talking about if you guys feel, is it more important, or what is more important, I guess, whether it's the amount of times someone has been a champion or versus the amount of time that someone held it. So for instance, is it more, I don't know, does it seem better if someone has, let's say, 5 title reigns, right? But let's say they've only held the title for 200 days combined in all 5 reigns. Or is it more impressive if someone has had just one world championship, but they've held it for 200 days or 300 days? To me, it seems more important that length is. So like when I hear that people are saying that Charlotte is a 14-time champion, but how many days is that? Because I know at least one of them was like seconds or minutes, you know? It just, length really doesn't get talked about a lot unless someone is in like a long reign, like Roman Reigns right now, almost a full year. They talked about it then, but usually it doesn't really get brought up unless someone's crossing some sort of crazy threshold. The Bayley cash in on Becky, the first title reign with length is greatest. Interesting to know. I just feel like length doesn't really get talked about very much, you know, whereas like if someone's a 5-time champion and they've held it for 100 days each, that's 500 days as champion. That's pretty good. The number of title reigns is more prestigious than a longer title reign. That's just my opinion. CM Punk is the only exception. Fair enough. I mean, I'm sure everyone's going to have their own opinion on it, but I was just very curious. Maybe I'll make a post about it sometime this week because I'm just generally interested. Asher says the 24/7 championship doesn't have any length. It's like 10 seconds, a couple days. Quality over quantity. I'm right there with you, my friend. Right there with you. Leroy says Charlotte Flair has once again tied Sasha Banks for the most Raw Women's Championship reigns. Interesting. R-Truth won a title 51 times. A legend. JBJ says, wonder what the SummerSlam set's going to look like since it'll be in a stadium. Honestly, besides WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, and SummerSlam should be held in stadiums. I feel like at least, like, to me, I go by that old school feeling of where I still feel like all of the pay-per-views should have their own sets to set them out and make them look unique and make them look better. I'm also like a really firm believer that since you have Raw and SmackDown, that you should separate them as much as you possibly can. So I would even go to the length of having different production teams for Raw and SmackDown so that they completely feel different when you're watching them. And it seems like they're not going to be doing that. It seems like we're just getting a giant screen. And there's nothing wrong with the giant screen. I think it looks okay, especially since it's more curved. There's some depth to it. And I like the lights on the left, the right, and the top, but I really would like something to separate everything. I want to know that, like, if I'm seeing a clip of something like this is the Raw set, when someone's coming out, this is the SmackDown set. And then when it's a pay-per-view, it's like more over the top. It's epic. Because then if you don't have those, it just feels like an everyday event. And when you have production that's exactly the same on the same or on different shows, it just feels like the same show, if that makes sense. When in theory, they're supposed to be completely separate. You like the screen for SmackDown? Well, that's going to be the screen for everything. This was the same screen tonight was what we had at SmackDown. It's going to be what there is tomorrow for Raw as well. Giant screen looks good at certain points for Balor and Edge and the Bloodline. Like, yeah, it definitely looks cool. Like, especially, you know, when you had Rhea and Dominik, man, they're so, like, the people are so small compared to that big ass screen. It looks pretty cool, but to me, I would just like a variety, something a little bit more unique. Yeah, I saw that, Marcel. I saw that. I haven't read into it yet, so I don't necessarily want to talk about it yet, but I'm gonna get into it probably later tonight or tomorrow. I'll look into it a little bit more. Do you think SummerSlam will sell out? Yeah, 100%. This Money in the Bank was sold out tonight. Sold out. Just a little under 10,000 tickets, I believe, for tonight. Nick Aldis has been holding the NWE title for almost 4 years now. It's crazy. Yeah, he just crossed the 1,000 day threshold, I think, right? I remember seeing a post about that. Is Edge only facing Seth, or is it going to be a Fatal 4? It's just Edge and Seth Rollins. That's what's planned for SummerSlam, at least, according to like Sean Ross Sapp and Andrew Zarian from Matman Podcast. You swear you saw Keith Lee in the crowd? Maybe. I don't know. I want to see the Nexus to be on SmackDown. Maybe, man. You're gonna have to will that one into existence. You're gonna have to will it into existence. Why couldn't they bring back the skate ramp Raw stage and SmackDown stage before the pandemic? I don't think they would fit for something like that, because they were in something, but they weren't using the whole thing. They were using a segment of it. And I don't think people like the Raw stage at all. The SmackDown one, very good. The Raw one, no. Looks like you were playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Although one of my bigger posts from Instagram, ones with the highest views and likes, is the one where Kevin Owens runs up that ramp and does a flip off of it. Just interesting, useless knowledge, but I thought it was interesting. AOW rule number 3 of WWE: Charlotte Flair should never lose. Charlotte Flair should never win, in my opinion. I want like a 6-month or like 12-month break from Charlotte Flair. Just give this woman a vacation, all right, for a while. Okay, now I want to talk about something. Kenny ain't losing at All Out. You really think Jay White will fight and already beat up Kenny? Yep. I think that the first title that Kenny's going to lose is the AEW one. That's what I think. I think the AEW one that he loses to Hangman Adam Page is going to set him down a spiral. He's going to be involved in a lot of stuff, and I think it's going to set him up. And I'm okay, depending on, I think the Bound for Glory, I think it's like October 23rd or something like that. I got my eye on that event, all right, because we live pretty close. It's like a 2-hour flight to Vegas. If we can get tickets to that, me and my fiance, we're 100% gonna be at Bound for Glory. Jay White versus Omega is the end game. Who's their world champion right now? Is it Shingo Takagi? Is he the world champion right now? I can't remember who it is. Jinder, a real one. Shout out to Jinder for getting Drew out of there. 100%. One of my favorites now. No, I actually think that the big screen stage is just going to be the pay-per-view stage. I heard that it's going to be on Raw as well. I don't know if it's a temp thing or what, but from what I heard, it's going to be around. After Hangman beats him, I think BC Civil War is the next storyline. Yes, I'm totally down for that. That will be amazing. Absolutely amazing. Move Naomi to SmackDown. She wins the SmackDown Women's Championship and joins the Bloodline. Down for that. 100% down for that. It's Shingo? Okay. Because I'm just wondering, I still want to see Kenny Omega versus Kota Ibushi. And I would have loved it when Kota was the champion. If we would have got that, I would love to see Kenny win the IWGP Heavyweight Championship and have that be a part of the belt collector, title collector, whatever it is he's calling himself. That would have been amazing. And I don't know if the pandemic halted any of this stuff for that, but it seems like now that things are starting to get a little bit back to normal, that things might start actually finally being able to happen with this whole Forbidden Door stuff being completely done. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited. Drew should come back to Impact. I think Drew's fine where he is. I just don't want to see him in the main event and winning championships all the time. All the time. I don't want to see it. Like, if you have a dominant champion, that's fine. But I don't want to see them go back and forth. I don't want to see the same people fighting over and over and over and over and over again. It's not for me. It's not for me. And I especially don't want to see someone have, like, I hate the whole thing, like, with this Drew situation where it's like, oh, well, you never get a shot. You never get an opportunity at the title again. Right? And then it's like, haha, I defied all the odds and I've done it. I'm going to get a championship shot. And it's like, bro, no. Get out of here. No. That flip Ricochet did on the rope, incredible, dude. Ricochet is so ungodly talented. I cannot believe that they don't use him more, and I cannot believe that they haven't put him to use because he's incredible. Incredible. I wish Rollins didn't interfere the second time. Should have just came out after the match. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the deal is with that either. My fiance said that someone said that Charles might have actually gotten hurt. Believe it or not, I don't know. Because as soon as it was over, I just came here to do this and to set this up. But I'll look into it. I don't know. It felt a little bit off. The reason why he came back a second time was a little odd. So I don't know. Oh yeah, England is finally out of lockdown today. First line of duty, get through 3 hours of Raw, then face the outside world. Priorities, of course. Man, yeah, it's rough. It's rough with all these people being out here, man. Used to be able to go to the grocery store and there was 10 people there, and now there's 10 people in every single section that you want to go to. I hate it. AEW sucks. Cool, man. I don't care. How doesn't Vince not see anything in Ricochet? I don't know. It's crazy. That guy is so ungodly talented. It just blows my mind. Marcel said, I feel Raw ratings are going to go down after seeing Gold. I would love that. What? Do people really think that I care that they do or don't like AEW? I don't know. 2 people now, bro. I don't care. I don't care. Watch what you want to watch. I couldn't care less, man. There's a reason this was able to give such a brilliant no DQ match. Are you talking about Kenny and Sammy? Yeah, I mean, I don't get it, Ashton. I really don't. I don't care. I don't own AEW. I have no stake in AEW. Nothing that they I have no loyalty to anyone. I don't care. I don't care. It's much like I don't understand why people get so bent out of shape over the things that people do and don't like. We did a show a while ago about the Wrestling Observer Awards because so many people were pissed, right? There were so many people that were so mad at, I think it was the Fiend's rankings for certain things and just a lot of other things. And you have to remember, this is one person's opinion, or this is one person's audience's opinions about something. So for you, if I tell you, if I just say, listen, this show was trash, right? That's my opinion. In my opinion alone. That doesn't mean that you need to think that this show is trash. That doesn't, we're all our own people. We all have our own opinions about certain things. And I would never think that just because I don't like something, everyone else in the world should be forced to not like something. So I don't get why anyone thinks that people get bent out of shape over it. Who fucking cares, bro? I'm a dude on the internet that watches wrestling. Who cares if I don't like a show? Can't be me. Can't be me. And I mean, this show wasn't very good, but the ending, very good, very good. The hat, remove it. If I'll remove it and put on another one if you want. We really have to sit through Charlotte as champ again. It sucks. They make really bad decisions, and then sometimes they make really good ones. Charlotte with the title, bad decision. Very, very, very bad decision. Big E winning Money in the Bank. Yes. Yes. Very good. Very, very good. Okay. So it's been about 37 minutes. Let's go ahead. Let's get into this. Let's actually talk about the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I have about an hour or so to be here. Maybe a little bit over if we need to, but I do want to talk about this show. Some things happened. A lot of great things happened on this show. The ending was absolutely incredible, and SmackDown is going to be crazy on Friday. Clayton with the $5 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Man, I need to get my buttons hooked up. Let me give you some moves, my friend. Oh, and actually, let me give you some dams from the great Ron Simmons, Farouk, because Bobby Ashley gave Kofi Kingston like 3 Dominators or something like that. And Dominator is one of my favorite moves. I don't know why. I just love it. All right. So there we go. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. He says, when Triple H runs the company, would you like to see talent exchange from other companies? Yes, for sure. A lot of people on the WWE roster are ungodly talented. And I think that, you know, like usually WWE matches aren't the worst. It's just the outcomes that come from them and the booking that come from them. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to see. It's probably a really hard thing to figure out, to be like, okay, well, I'm going to give you this guy, but like this guy can't lose, especially not to that guy that you want to put him against. So hit us with a triple dam. That's right, man. Triple dams. They should do a triple threat. But yeah, Clayton, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yes, 100%. 100%. I would love to see one match that I would really love to see above anything else is the Elite, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks versus the New Day. Give me that. Please take all of my money. Look, here it is right in front of you. Just cup your hands and just take it all. Take my money. Please take every single penny I have. Give me the Elite versus the New Day. The Elite versus the Bloodline. Now we're cooking too. That'd be incredible. Any chance we'll see the Fiend tomorrow? I hope so. That'd be great. But I don't know. And I hope that they kind of figure out what to do with him if he's going to come back. Now that he's off of TV, keep him off as long as you need to keep him off, or as long as he needs to be off. That's fine. But when he comes back, you better know what you're doing with him. You better have everything worked out. That's all. Balor for IC champ? Sure. Happy to see Balor back. You know, Finn Balor could potentially be someone to beat Roman Reigns. For sure. I think that's possible, but not anytime soon. Whoever beats Roman Reigns, like, they need to work their way up there, because this is something that, if done right, okay? If this is done right, this will propel whoever beats Roman Reigns up really, really far up. So they just need to do the best, and they need to come up with a full story. They need to come up with everything from start to finish. No, like, hey, we'll start this and we'll work it out as we go. No, start it as a start. It has an end. You figure everything out. And that's exactly what Impact and AEW did, right? With Kenny Omega winning their championship. They picked a start date of when it was happening. They picked an end date of when he will drop that title. And that's exactly what you have to do for stuff like that. Elite versus the Shield is the biggest 6-man dream match ever. Yeah, that'd be crazy too. That would be crazy. What if The Rock beats Roman? I don't see that happening. The Rock's a very, very, very busy man. I don't see him. I can see the match for sure. 100% I can see the match, but I don't see him winning. There's no way. He's so busy. Styles versus Omega. Yep. That's another one. Yes. Please. The only legitimate contender for Reigns, I feel, is Samoa Joe. Yeah, but Samoa Joe hasn't wrestled in like over a year. And he's on NXT. So, which I completely forgot about all of that. That's something to tune in on Tuesday for. But who knows? Rock or Cena won't win to Roman. Yeah, I wouldn't count on it. Roman will be champion until WrestleMania 38. He should be for a long time. I know this is random, but is Jeff Hardy injured? Shouldn't he get one more championship run? Not to my knowledge. I don't believe he's injured. He was just on Main Event working with Veer. He's a part of one of the guys from Jinder Mahal's squad. He lost to Veer. So do with that information what you will, I guess. Zach says, surely if someone takes the strap from Reigns, they need to go through the whole SmackDown roster, then beat both Usos on your own, and then beat Reigns in a one-on-one, no stipulation match at Mania. Yeah, I think that it needs to be like a climb, for sure. I think that someone should have hurdles, and the match should happen one time. One time. Roman Reigns and this person should not interact. They should not be in a match until it happens. That's all. Fiend should return at SummerSlam for the surprise factor. I'm down for that. I don't know the ins and outs of everything, only from what the people I follow have posted. But Andrew Zarian says that they're going all out for crowds being back, and that there's going to be a lot of big names coming back. And I don't know who those are. Off the top of my head, Brock Lesnar, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and that's pretty much where I fall off and not necessarily know anyone else. They should do a triple threat between Sheamus, Morrison, and Ricochet. Sure. SummerSlam this year will be bigger than WrestleMania. SummerSlam is supposed to be huge. SummerSlam is supposed to be ungodly. So if you're thinking about going to SummerSlam, maybe try to actually do it. It's supposed to be good. It's been a while. What's good? How's it going, Daryl? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, I haven't been doing shows very much. Just because I've been taking a break from the WWE product and trying to set up all this other stuff. But I'm here. I'm looking to crank out a bunch of videos and do a lot more stuff these days now that I'm actually here. So we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. I think Jey Uso turns on Roman when they were hugging. They zoomed in on his face and they had that look. Maybe a surprise return at SummerSlam. A surprise return everywhere, man. Everywhere. Do you want Lashley versus Big E or Lashley versus Lesnar? I want both. I want Lashley versus Lesnar 100%. I want that match. I want to see it. And I think that now is the time to do it, but it's getting a little late. Bobby Lashley is doing the best of his career right now as the WWE champion, like with the Hurt Business and all that stuff. I loved it so much. Now is the time to pull the trigger on that Brock Lesnar match, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen. If the move is go for SummerSlam, and then at some point Big E's going to cash in on him, I don't know where that leaves room for Brock Lesnar for that dream match. Bearded Brock versus Bobby Lashley. Yes. Please. Not gonna lie, I thought Sasha was gonna replace someone in Money in the Bank. No, she'll probably return on Friday. I would expect her to return on Friday. That's my guess. What if you debut at SummerSlam? Sting returns. I am. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I am All Elite. Unfortunately, I can't work any WWE shows. I have contractual obligations with AEW, so I cannot show up at SummerSlam. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to tell you this. I'm sorry. And this mask is creepy as hell, by the way. I hope you know that. Creepy. All right. Honestly, I'd rather them do go now and save Lesnar for WrestleMania. Sure. If they can keep that Money in the Bank briefcase on Big E for a while and keep it entertaining, sure. Yeah. I wouldn't even mind if Lesnar and Lashley had their match at WrestleMania and that's where Big E cashed in. I don't mind that whatsoever. Big E versus Lashley should be safe for WrestleMania. Big E should really have that WrestleMania moment. Yeah, that's kind of where I was going. But you beat me to it. Yeah, that'd be great. I'm upset over two things. Charlotte won the title. Now I'm worried that they're going to ruin Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch troll us for the third consecutive time. Yep. Pretty good at that trolling, isn't she? She really is. I feel like Rhea Ripley is already ruined. I feel like Rhea Ripley was ruined when she lost the NXT championship. And now I feel like it's amplified and even worse. Big E's on SmackDown, not Raw. He can pick whatever champion he wants, though. Damn. Okay, so I have Twitter notifications. I'm trying to buy an RTX 3080, and it is impossible. Impossible. And that was not it, by the way, but sad. But yeah, Big E can pick whatever champion he wants, so he can go to Raw if he wants to, and I think it fits, and we'll talk about that. Good luck. I know, but you know what? Okay, so I follow this dude on Twitter, right? I'm sorry, I'm gonna ramble for 2 seconds, and then we'll get into the show. I promise, we'll actually get into the show. I follow this dude on Twitter who posts whenever so it's RTX, like any new RTX card, and the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5s and the new the Switch OLED. Is that what they are? The new Switches or whatever. So he posts anytime those go live. So I have that as a notification, and I only get notifications for that. And I was hoping for a 3080, but I randomly got one for an Xbox Series X, and I was like, I'll try to buy it, but I'm never gonna get it. And I got it like hours after following him, so I bought it, and now I'm like, man, I'm just waiting for that 3080, man. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. I'm gonna do a whole new computer, but I swear I'm never gonna get it. It's like impossible. They're gonna come out with 4000 series cards by the time I get my hands on the 3080, and I'm gonna be upset. Any Fiend related plan for SummerSlam? Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. I will certainly post that whenever I come across it, though. Randy and Riddle versus AJ and Omos? Sure. Shoot the Twitter link. Sure. If you can just shoot me a DM or like just tweet at me, and I'll send it to you when I get off here. But yeah, I got the Series X first try within like 2 hours of signing up, and they come through pretty often. And then I picked it up at Best Buy in a couple days. It was like 3 or 4 days. Then I had to wait. Okay, so let's get into the show. I promised. It's been 50 minutes, so let's get into the show here, and we'll talk about some things that happened. Okay, so I didn't watch the post show, so I didn't see this match between the Usos and the Mysterio family. I don't know if it was good. I don't know if it was bad. I don't know. The Usos defeated the Mysterios, though. Okay, so for anyone who wants the Twitter send me a DM or just tweet at me, and I will send it to you when I get off the show. I'll send it to you. I heard the crowd was hot. I heard the crowd was chanting, like going bananas for Kayla and like everything, and they were hot for this match and everything. The Usos win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships from Rey and Dominik Mysterio. Feel like it's too soon. I feel like there was some sort of story to be told, and I thought what was going to happen was the typical Roman Reigns Usos thing that we've been seeing for a while, right? Jimmy and Jay, they get the opportunity, they would squander it, and he would, begin to talk down to them, punish them, if you will. And I figured they would at least do that before planning out, but they actually didn't. So the Usos win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, and now the Bloodline is dripped in gold. The Bloodline prophecy has been filled. Roman Reigns, your Universal Champion, and the Usos with the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And as someone mentioned earlier, I would love to see Naomi be a part of the Bloodline as well. That would be incredible. Give her the SmackDown Women's Championship and just take that whole entire thing to the moon. That's what I would do. Daryl says, I thought you would be clean shaven with glasses, but you got manly facial hair and look like you push in 210 respectfully. Nope. I haven't been clean shaven since like, I don't know, long time. Long time. I much prefer having facial hair. That's just me though. I don't know. Being barefaced is not something that I've ever been a fan of. It's okay. I will wait for Phantom. He will read my chats. Sorry, I'm trying to go through them. I'm trying to. Just keep posting them. Just keep posting them. Roman versus Kenny, please. I would love to see that at some point. But man, that would be a really hard match to book. Who wins? Who wins that match? You low-key wish Tamina would join the Bloodline? I can't get behind Tamina. I can't. I can't get behind her. I don't feel like she has what it takes. Like she just doesn't fit. And her and Natalya got a pop at WrestleMania, which I thought was ludicrous. I thought that was absolutely insane. Tonight though, nothing. Crickets. Your face looks like a lot badass, but you are surprisingly not one. Fair enough. I see you. What do you think win for? Wait, what? Who do you want to win for men's Money in the Bank? It's already over. SB Big E won, and that was my pick. Keep rocking the beard. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't plan on getting rid of that bad boy. One thing that sucks about following your Insta is none of your posts show up chronologically, so it's frustrating. I know. I hate that they changed that. I hate that they changed that about Instagram. Back in the day, it used to be chronological, and now it's not. So like, even for me, sometimes I'll get on and I'll see a post about something, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. And then I'm like, wait, that happened 7 days ago. Like, what the hell? Do you still have the clip? How do I reach these keys? No, I actually don't. I don't. How did I lose that? I have the other ones. I just don't have that one. I forgot about that one. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Bibba says kind of a stretch, but big. And Tamina could hold the women's tag and the bloodline, even though those titles are dead. Oh, just throw those in the garbage, please. Just get rid of the women's championship, women's tag team championships in WWE. They're so bad, and we don't need the NXT ones either. All right, notice. I'm looking dead into the camera. All right, throw those WWE women's tag team championships away. The main roster ones, garbage. All right, the NXT ones, garbage. All right, throw them in the garbage. Thank you. We don't talk about them. Yes, please. I hate them. What are you talking about? Your Insta is fine. He's talking about in people's timelines when you're just looking, not directly on someone's actual profile, because then everything is in order. But when you're looking randomly, everything is all shuffled. They book them so bad it hurts your feelings. Yeah, and this is nothing against the women, by the way. It's just the booking. It's so bad. They would do so much better if they got rid of the tag team championships and made them mid-card women championships. So much better. You wouldn't have to worry about teams, which you don't have, and you continue to break up, and everything would be fine. Everything would be fine. The NXT ones aren't so bad. I hate them. I hate them. There's been so many champions already. What do you think of John Cena coming back, and how do you think it'll affect Roman? I think it'll elevate everything. I think that it's a very good decision. I do. And it's completely different from Gold showing back up. Completely different. I think John Cena and Roman Reigns will put in some work. I think that Cena will have great promos, and I think Reigns will have great promos, and I think they'll have a fantastic match as well. Oh, that happens on Twitter too. I get those 19-hour-old tweets. Yeah. They just announced that John Cena will kick off Raw tomorrow. Okay. I guess. Hey, man. Ratings. You need to pop those ratings. But yeah. So, like I said, didn't see this first match. I'm not sure how it went, but Usos are the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and the Bloodline is draped in gold. So, all is good there. This pay-per-view opened up with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And I'll read this in 2 seconds. The women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Oh, boy, did this leave a lot to be desired. This women's Money in the Bank match was not good. And it doesn't matter who would have won this match. It was not good. There was not a lot of very good spots in this match. And I'm never a fan of those multi-person matches that always are just two people. We saw it last night for a while in the Ultimate X match on Slammiversary. There's 8 women in this match, but for almost the entire thing, it's only 2 people ever. So you have 2 people in the ring. One of them hits their finisher or does a crazy move to them. They roll out. Someone else pops in, does their move. Then they roll out. Then the other person comes in, and it's like, bro, come on. And then Natalya and Tamina just gifted entries into this match. They didn't have to qualify. And actually, if I remember correctly, didn't Natalya lose a qualifying match to get in here? And then she lost a match. They lost the tag team match to Shotzi and Tegan. Then they lost again. And then Natalya lost to Rhea Ripley on Raw as well. It was just like, bro, my head is going to explode from all these losses. Okay. All right, let me read these. Marcel says, apparently Andrew Zarian said someone huge is debuting tomorrow, not from NXT. Okay. So what is that supposed to mean? Big debut on Raw tomorrow, not from NXT. Brian? Returning? Oh, we're not talking about gold though, are we? That's not, because that's not a debut. That's a return. I don't know. I'm interested. Who's that woman from Impact who stole the title? What do you mean? Oh, are you talking about Tessa Blanchard? Tessa Blanchard? Is that Bordeaux guy? No, I don't think so. A lot of the things that I've heard from him is that he's not ready to return. He said the person is from Texas and Tessa is in Texas. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, I'm going to be watching, so hopefully it'll be a nice surprise. Tessa Blanchard has been rumored to be in WWE and a bunch of other things for quite a while, so I wouldn't be surprised. They could certainly use the help in the women's division. I don't know if she's the right person to do it, but who knows? Who knows? Trevin says, what if Gold returns tomorrow night to confront Bobby Ashley and Brock attacks Gold to cut in line? That'd be great. That'd be great. Cena is back. Yes. Cena is back. And apparently he's going to be on Raw tomorrow. I mean, he's not really a member of the roster, so I guess he doesn't really have to be on a specific brand. Holy face reveal? Yeah. That happened on Friday. Yeah, Friday. Are you going to be covering tomorrow's Raw? Yep. I'm planning on doing a post show as well, but if it's a really bad episode, I might skip out on it. I might. Thoughts on Nikki Cross? I don't like the superhero gimmick. I don't like it, but you know, maybe it'll grow on me. I don't know. Did you forget that John Cena is still a free agent? No, I didn't forget, but I just figured that since he would be in a SmackDown feud, that he would just be on SmackDown because that makes sense. But it also makes sense that WWE is going to want to capitalize on him. I'm sure that Raw tomorrow is in the same building that they were in at tonight, so I guess it makes sense. Then go live on the Phantom channel. Possibly. Yeah, possibly. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more game streams this coming week. We're going to get into some single player stuff, I think. Story games. Could you imagine John Cena in AEW? No, I could not. I could not. That would be weird. Okay, but back to this women's Money in the Bank. Oh, Raw's in Dallas? Oh, okay, fair enough. This women's Money in the Bank ladder match left a lot to be desired. I don't think that this match was good. I don't like the outcome from this match either. At least it's not Alexa Bliss. And thank God that it wasn't Magic. Because, you know, she was just standing there doing nothing while everyone else was fighting each other. And she's just skipping around, hopping around. And she goes under the Money in the Bank briefcase and she just goes. And I'm like, oh my God. They're going to lower that. They're going to lower the briefcase to her. And she's just going to take it, isn't she? Thank God it did not happen. But she did end up possessing Zelina Vega for some odd reason. Seemed like a complete waste of time. So she possessed her. They both walked down the ladder, and then Alexa Bliss went back up it, and they ended up burying her in ladders, which is the first time I feel like that's ever worked, because usually when someone gets buried under something, they explode out of it, you know, and it's a huge deal. I was really expecting to see that, and I'm surprised they didn't do it. Do a meeting John Cena video. I've never met John Cena before. Use the Force, 100%, right? Play God of War. I do want to go back and play God of War at some point. I don't think it'll be this. Maybe something that I haven't played yet. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. They should have had the Fiend take her out, which I was also kind of expecting as well. Can we get a fuck Peacock spam? Yeah, dude, that was so annoying. Like, for like 15 minutes. It was just broke. It was a slideshow. TF is that Team Fortress 2? I've never played that before. I've never played Left 4 Dead either. I don't have that. Justin says feels like Nikki is Hurricane's partner in Bootleg. Who? Oh, are you talking about Mighty Molly? Mighty Molly? What if Alexa can control gravity, holds Lashley in the air, throws her out, and becomes the WWE champion? Imagine the pop. Now we've got ourselves some WWE booking there. I thought the static was just me. Oh yeah, no, dude, that I didn't have static. Mine was like blinking in and out. Like it was like this. Well, actually, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna. But it was just in and out, in and out, in and out, and the audio was like in and out as well. It just sucked. Tay says, what do you think of Seth coming and making Edge lose and just everything else that happened? I hated it. What do you think? I don't mind it. I knew it was going to happen. The rumored plan is Edge and Seth Rollins for SummerSlam. So I would have just liked that the interference didn't directly lead to the finish of the match. That's all. Black screen in and out. Yeah, that's what mine was too. Yeah, it was super annoying. And the finish, okay, so back to this match here. The finish of this match was the most annoying thing out of everything, I think, because we had Alexa Bliss outside of the ring, buried under a bunch of ladders. Buried under tons of ladders. No movement from her. We had 3 ladders in the middle of the ring, and everyone was on them except Nikki Cross. They're all up top. They just start battling. Everyone's throwing hands. Everyone's doing this and that. Not paying attention to anything. No one's reaching for the briefcase. And then all of a sudden, Nikki Ash comes up, gets to the top. No one, not a soul, notices that Nikki Ash is there. And she just, with no issues whatsoever, just grabs the Money in the Bank briefcase. And then, after that, everyone's like, oh, how could we? Like, bro, you're telling me like you didn't feel someone crawling up behind you during any of this? Like, come on. Michael is trending #1. What is Michael? Michael Cole? Did he say something? Liv got screwed. Say it with me now. Yeah, I can't believe that they didn't give it to Liv. I can't believe it. I thought that they were going to go through this whole like underdog story of where like Liv has to fight so hard to get into it and she just can't get into it. She finally gets into it and she gets it and gets her opportunity, but I guess not. Liv and Naomi, yeah, got screwed. Yeah, Liv and Naomi are the only 2 people that I feel like anyone even cared about in this match. They're the only ones that really got any pops for anything, any cheers for anything. Asuka. It's just, it's weird. And it's interesting to see as well, like, since we've been in this manufactured environment for so long with WWE, it's so weird to hear people come out and have like genuine pops and boos, but then it's also crazy to have no cheers whatsoever. And one of the things that was I don't know if you guys noticed this. I don't know if I'm just crazy and over analyzing things, but a lot of the times I feel like people were very, very loud for very weird specific things. But every time that happened, they would cut to like a close up or to an angle that didn't include most of the crowd. So I feel like a lot of that was manufactured. Some of it was really loud at certain points. There was like a Rhea Ripley and a Charlotte Flair chant at one point shortly after the We Want Becky chants that was so ungodly loud. I feel like it was one of the loudest parts of the night. And it just felt so manufactured. And I'm not sure if everything was or just certain things were. Like there were plenty of times where I seen people, where they're like, let's go AJ, and then you have so there were a lot of times where they zoomed out and you can actually see that in the crowd, but there's also a lot of times as well where you could see a majority of the crowd and no one is clapping, no one's booing. People are just sitting there watching the show. So I don't know. It's really weird, and it's hard to actually. It's like a whole mind fuck, like trying to figure out what's actually going on. Like, is this person actually over, or like, is this fake? Am I missing something here? Like, I hate it. It's even worse. But the best thing about everything, oh my God, I'm so happy about it, is that when you're actually watching the show, there's like parts that are like peaceful and quiet. It doesn't sound like 30,000 people inside the aquatic park screaming for 24/7. I'm so happy for that because that is not what an actual crowd sounds like. They're not screaming for 3 hours straight for a show. There's ups and downs, when people come out, there's a big roar. When, nothing's really going on, they got them in a headlock. They're not screaming, they're just watching. Big move happens. Bam, they explode. Heel thing happens. Boo, they're pissed, And oh God, it's so great to just have that back. Even if some of it's manufactured, it's so great to not have that constant flow of people screaming. Who's happy that Cena's back? Probably everyone. Probably everyone. It's a huge deal. Huge deal for John Cena to be back. They were actually into AJ. Yeah, but AJ is the only person in that entire match that had anything. There wasn't really a big pop for the Viking Raiders, which we'll get into, or the War Viking Machine Rating Experience, as I like to call them, for their real name. Wasn't much for them. Big pop for AJ. Hardly anything for Omos. Yeah, I checked. Roman addresses the fans tomorrow on Raw. Oh, Cena. Okay. I was like, damn, Roman too? Damn. Okay. But yeah, Cena's fine. Cena's fine on Raw. I'm actually not surprised for that. James says, when I saw Nikki Ash win the briefcase, I explained my shock to the tune of the song called Mad World. I'm not familiar with that song, I don't think. And the boom sound effect from Vines in your soundboard of Truth, please. I'm not familiar with the boom sound effect from Vine either. I don't think. I was never a Vine person or TikTok. I've never really used TikTok before. The pop for Cena was Royal Rumble 2008 levels. It was ungodly. That pop was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Goldberg taking both WWE and Universal Championship because that's what Vince does best. It is, how do we say?
Such good shit, pal.
Yeah. Dolph Ziggler should win Money in the Bank. I'm a big fan of Uncle Ziggy. I think that he's great. I'm not really sure why they don't do things with him and he's just sitting on the sidelines. I'm not sure why. I swore? Did I? Oh. I meant gold. Oops. I'm like the women from Money in the Bank. Oh, oops. Hopefully I don't get demonetized now. Uh-oh. Bobby Lashley versus Big E at SummerSlam. Sure. I'm down for that. My apologies. My apologies. Okay, so yeah. When will Brock return? I have no idea. I think the original plan was to have Brock for SummerSlam, and it didn't happen. Didn't happen. If they're pulling out all the stops for SummerSlam, will the buzz for a CM Punk return intensify? I don't think so. I don't think so. Easton says, I'm subscribing since unread my comment. What? Did I miss your comment? Brock enjoying life? Yeah, he's like working in, not working, but he was at like some butchering school thing. That's where all those pictures came from with him and like the samurai thing. There's young people present. I'm sorry. My apologies. My sincere apologies. I didn't mean to. Wait, what? Oh, I'm subscribing since you read my comment. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sorry. My apologies. Yeah, so that's kind of my thing here is like I like to sit here and kind of more so have a conversation rather than just like tuning out chat and just being like, hey, this is me. It's like I like to sit here and have a conversation, see what you guys thought about the show, hear your feedback, bounce some things off of each other, and just have a good time. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Xavier Woods should win King of the Ring. Yes. 1,000 times yes. And have a United States title run or something. I say yes, and I raise you it, and I say he should do both of those things. He should have a U.S. title run, and it would be good. And then be in the King of the Ring tournament, and then win, and then propel up and do some other cool stuff. Please. I wonder how well the Bayley versus Bianca I Quit match would have gone before Bayley's injury. Yeah, that's would have been interesting. I really feel like a I Quit match was overkill for what was going on, but I hadn't watched the product during that time, and I still feel like it's. I mean, I guess an I Quit match, you could just say that they're like quitting the match, but I always feel like an I Quit match should have like big stakes, right? Like it's a career or something on the line, other than just a match. Philip says, "I'm back. Who's coming to get in Roman Reigns' face on Friday?" That's John Cena, my friend. That's John Cena. I'll raise you one better. Xavier Woods takes every WWE title and becomes the new belt collector. I'm down. I'm down. And I say this all the time. It's hard to say that I said this on Friday, I think. It's hard to say that Xavier Woods is underrated because of how popular the New Day are and how decorated they are as tag team champions. They've all been featured a lot. Like the New Day is always on WWE programming. They're always featured, but as a singles competitor, Xavier Woods is extremely talented, and I would love to see him get an opportunity to do something. And this man's like, I feel like he single-handedly willed King of the Ring back into WWE, and it sucks that he didn't get that opportunity to win the crown. I think he would do great with it, and I think that even if they were going to do some weird gimmicky King thing afterwards, I think that he could make it work, and it would be interesting. That's all. Because certainly wasn't King Corbin that was interesting for 2 years. Whew. Woods is more underappreciated than underrated. Yeah, sure. I would go for that. Yeah, underappreciated. The guy is extremely talented. Extremely, extremely talented. Whenever Cole said Cena's here, Pat said where? Oh, God, of course. Pat is great on commentary, by the way. I haven't been watching SmackDown much. I'm actually not sure if I've seen an episode with him aside from last week. He's good. He's enjoyable. I love that. I tell you guys all the time, like before I stopped doing the post shows, was that I love it when people are actually themselves and they're having fun and they're not just so robotic. And Pat McAfee brings that to the table 100%. And I love that he's always messing with Michael Cole. It's great. Woods dethrone Roman. I think that's a little bit too far at the moment, but anyone could do it if they're built up. Anyone could do it if they're built up. About The Rock beating Roman Reigns, I don't see The Rock beating Roman Reigns. I don't. Very predictable main event. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it is when you have a dominant champion, but I don't mind. I don't mind. Predictability isn't the worst thing, to me, at least, because you can see where certain things are going, and I feel like some stories they naturally have that path that they need to take, and sometimes that path is obvious, and just because it's obvious doesn't mean that it's bad. And I'll talk about a path here in a second when we get to that men's Money in the Bank ladder match. That's what I'm trying to say. Are you feeling this new Corbin storyline? No, I'm not. Not really. Xavier beats Walter. There you go, man. Right there. Put Woods in NXT UK and have him dethrone Walter. 100%. Xavier's all right, but Dolph is better. Dolph is great. Dolph is great too. I'm a big fan of Uncle Ziggy. Lone Wolf versus. Oh my God. Yes. 100%. Yes. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. So next up, like I said, was AJ Styles and Omos defending their Raw Tag Team Championships against the War Viking Machine Rating Experience. One hell of a name. One hell of a name. This match was good. It was enjoyable. I said this earlier. Crowd popped for AJ Styles. Crowd was very, very, very into AJ Styles. Very into him. Not necessarily so much for the War Viking Machine Rating Experience or Omos, but they were still in AJ Styles. So the match was pretty good. AJ worked great. Omos was fine. And of course, the Viking Raiders, Eric and Ivar, they're so talented. They're so great. So of course, this match, even with Omos being the weakest link in there, it wasn't going to slow it down that much. There was a few spots that you could tell where he still needed some work. They were struggling to get him down, and he was kind of seemed like he was waiting a lot. And just the struggle of taking him down, it just looked so weird. It looked fake, I guess. I mean, obviously it's scripted and all of that, but it just looked like he was playing a part. He was acting. It didn't look like he was fitting in that part. Couple little things here and there, but I don't think it really took away from the match. I thought it was enjoyable. This was way better than the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, that is for sure. So I enjoyed it. I thought that the Viking Raiders were going to win the tag titles from here. Guess I was wrong. But AJ Styles and Omos versus RK Bro. Maybe. I wouldn't mind that. I actually like RK Bro together, and I think they're gonna have a great match. So maybe that's the plan for SummerSlam. Wouldn't mind that. Woods versus AOW. Winner gets the channel, and winner gets the channel. If I win, I get up, down, down. Woods coming for that championship too. The assisted Tope Hurricane Rana was insane. AJ being 44 and still doing spots like that is incredible. Yeah, I say this all the time, and I will say it once again. To me, AJ Styles is one of the best wrestlers to ever lace up a pair of boots. Plain and simple. And I got a list of 3 people: AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, and Kenny Omega. Those guys are incredible. These guys, I could get in a match with these 3 guys and it would be a 5-star match. I never wrestled a day in my life. They are that good. These guys are so good. They completely transcend everyone else. They are just so good. And there's others on there as well. Like, I'm a huge fan of Kevin Owens and everything that he does as well. But AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, and Kenny Omega are just god tier. God tier. It's an 8-star match. Oh God, them together would be incredible. And there's from what I understand, there's supposed to be a huge surprise at the Arthur Ashe Stadium show in New York for AEW. And man, I hope please just let Bryan Danielson work a couple of dates with AEW. Please, that's all I want. Just get some dream matches out of the way, and then he can go right back to WWE and just be a legend and be on some sort of Legends contract with them. Please, 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 please. This is very off topic, but an AEW star who isn't in the Elite will be on Impact in the next coming weeks. Yes. Yeah. He may not be in the Elite, but he may hunt them. That's all I know. Kevin versus Cruz. Yeah. I've heard Apollo hasn't really been on TV very much, which is kind of crazy. Guys, I can say this loud and clear. No one in the whole universe can hate AJ Styles. Even the TNA would think twice before capturing him. AJ Styles is great. I don't understand why anyone would not like him. Just like last year's Money in the Bank is the worst. I didn't mind that, the tower stuff. It was a little weird what they did with Otis, just kind of having the Money in the Bank briefcase just dropped and he catches it. I thought that was kind of weird, especially with what followed. But I enjoyed that way more than I enjoyed the match tonight. Not TNA, the TVA. The TVA, yes. You don't want to mess with the TVA, man. Don't mess with them. Who should beat Apollo Crews for the IC title? Someone had mentioned Finn earlier. I'm not mad at that. Not mad at that. Apollo must have forgot his accent back in Nigeria. Did he not use it? Because I remember watching SmackDown and he had it, and it threw me for a loop because I completely forgot that he had it. Nexus was supposed to come back last year. That's crazy. Philip would love that information. Yeah, I believe he's here. Philip. The Nexus was supposed to return last year. There's hope. There's hope, my friend. Do you see Charlotte flipping off the crowd? Yes. Yes. It's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So next up, we had Bobby Lashley defending his WWE Championship against Kofi Kingston. Crowd went crazy for Kofi Kingston. Absolutely batshit crazy for Kofi Kingston. And rightfully so. Kofi Kingston rules. The New Day rules. Everything about them rules. It makes me so happy to see people like Kofi and the New Day, Xavier Woods and Big E, get appreciation from the crowd. But I'm going to be honest with you. This was not a match. No, 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 no. This, my friends, this was not a match. This right here was a televised murder. An absolute murder. And you know what? I'm curious to know if the time has been released. Money in the Bank. Ooh, hopefully there's times. There is. Bobby Lashley defeats Kofi Kingston in 7 minutes and 36 seconds. Kofi Kingston got his ass beat for... Kofi probably had the upper hand for like 30 seconds. So Kofi got his ass beat for 7 minutes straight. Absolutely murdered. And I don't mind. I mean, it sucks that it's Kofi, right? Because Kofi's great. We love Kofi, Kofi Mania. All of that stuff was great. But this was to set up something that we all don't want to see, unfortunately. But I think it worked out great. I think it worked. Bobby absolutely destroyed him. And the thing that I think makes this better than anything else is that it wasn't just a standard squash. It was 7.5 minutes long. Bobby didn't just hit a move or two or three and call it a day. This man's beat his ass for 7 minutes straight. It was great. And the return of the Damn. For all those Dominators. I love the Dominator, one of my favorites. So always happy to see that one get pulled out. Kofi Kingston got absolutely murdered, and all of this is all for the return of everyone's favorite person in the world, Goldberg. That's right. He's supposed to be returning tomorrow. Not happy about it, but it is what it is. I already agreed to watch the show. So he literally did not move. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. So, you know, I mean, to look at this whole entire thing, this whole Gold thing in a positive light, is that he's only got 2 matches a year. He's already had one. So let's just get this other one out of the way. And we're done. Right? And I think he has 1 more year of that. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he has 1 more year of 2 matches. Warrior says Kofi with the Skeletor gear was great. Yeah, I didn't notice that right off the bat, but I follow Main Event Gear on Instagram. They make a lot of people's gear, and it's really cool because they'll post the like the design shots, and they'll post like who they're made after and all that stuff. They do all the stuff for the New Day. It's really cool to see the up close and how all that stuff comes out. Gear looks great. I really, really, really love their Power Rangers gear too. That stuff was flames, pure flames. Do I think the Nexus is going to return in 2021? I have no clue, man. I don't know. They're pulling out all the stops, so who knows? Who knows? Trevin says, I saw Paul Heyman and MVP on social media tease Reigns versus Lashley. Be good for Survivor Series if people can keep him. I don't have a doubt that Reigns will have the title then, but I'm not sure about Bobby Ashley, my apologies. You follow Main Event Gear as well. They're great. They're great. It's always cool to see the behind the scenes stuff. I really like that. Main Event Gear makes some fire gears for Carl Anderson. Yes, they do. Yep, for him as well. They make them for a lot of people. It's really cool. So yeah. Yeah, my dream match, the Nexus versus Retribution. Oh god. Please get rid of the Retribution. Speaking of, Slapnuts is now Shane Thorne again, and he was on SmackDown after it went off the air. They had a dark match. There was a battle royal, and he was a part of it. So that's cool. Too bad Mace and T-Bar are still Mace and T-Bar. AEW, James says AEW shows a heartwarming footage of the Daily's Place era WWE. Bobby Lashley destroys the set of the VIP lounge. What do you mean? For when fans came back? Was that the first thing that they did? Am I the only person who thought Thorne was CM Punk? That's funny. I think I saw someone else say that on Twitter, but yeah, no, it was Shane Thorne. Shane Thorne, who's another very talented person as well from NXT. So it sucks that he got put into that. It sucks that everyone got put into that, to be honest. They made one for Thunder Rosa last night too. Oh, nice. I haven't seen that one. Oh God, that was so good, by the way. Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. More, please. Easton says John Cena is headed to Raw. Yeah, which is gonna be interesting. It sounds like it's gonna be a big show. So I'll be watching and covering, and there's gonna be a post show tomorrow. Another hour or so, I would say. Thunderdome did not get a tribute video. The Thunderdome, man, I said this on Friday, and I probably said this on social media before as well. WWE should do anything and everything that they can to never show footage of the Thunderdome again. And if it were up to me, I would get rid of the Raw and SmackDown theme songs as well. I don't want anything that ties the company back to those days. Just move forward. It's in the past. Don't ever look back again. Anthony says I really like Kofi's Titantron. Me too. It was really, really, really good. I liked that. And that's, one of those points where like the huge Titantron screen does make a difference, where you can see stuff like that. So I liked that a lot. Do you think John Cena versus RKO plans are back on track? John Cena and Roman Reigns. That's the plan. SummerSlam. What about what's next for Rhea Ripley? Yeah, me too, man. Rhea Ripley's not going to be in a good place. And I hope that it's not going to be this whole thing where they go back and forth again. Because, man, we are over all of this. We're over all of it. Not going to lie, Are You Ready was a banger SmackDown theme. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I just would want to get away from all of this. Just personally, I would want anything to tie me back to all of this. It's a very bad time in WWE. Like, not only because of the pandemic, but their booking was atrocious, and like everything, a lot of the things that they did during the pandemic era are just terrible, especially when we go back and look at those early shows. I don't ever want to see a show like that again. Thunderdome should make like the Nickelback song and burn to the ground. Yes. Why confront Reigns and then go to Raw? It's just for the simple reason of getting ratings. That's all. Consider it Legends Night 2, having John Cena and Gold there as well. So Alberto Del Rio said he wanted to go back to WWE. Yeah, and I bet you that WWE wants absolutely nothing to do with Alberto Del Rio. I honestly think John Cena is going to face Bobby at SummerSlam, and Cena is going to become a 17-time champ and beat Ric Flair. That'd be crazy. But I think it's written in stone that the matches are going to be Roman Reigns versus John Cena, Seth Rollins versus Edge, and Bobby Ashley versus Gold. Unfortunately, Lashley versus Keith Lee. No, unfortunately, it is our good friend Gold. Unfortunately, you're pretty sure they'll have a Charlotte versus Rhea rematch. Oh, God, man, I hope not. I really hope not. And the thing that I'm looking forward to the most is that Raw has been so bad. It's like new heights of terrible for television. So it's going to be very interesting to see crowds' reactions to all the bullshit if they continue to do that tomorrow. In 3 hours is a long time to book a wrestling show. So it sucks. You love how I do the goal. Yeah, you can't swear on YouTube. I like having my monetization features, and if I say that word, it'll get removed. Philip says the Nexus, John Cena versus Roman Reigns and the Usos. This is kind of that'd be crazy. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch at SummerSlam. I don't ever want to see Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley in the same ring again for at least like 6 months, please. Like, whew. And speaking of those two, that is the next match. So Rhea Ripley defending her Raw Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair here tonight at Money in the Bank. The fans wanted absolutely nothing to do with this match. Nothing to do with it. Not the entire time, but at the beginning, they were just chanting, "We want Becky." Huge chants for "We want Becky." And it actually genuinely looked like Charlotte was pissed. And they cut the feed. I don't know why they did this. But she Charlotte Flair went old school. She hit him with the suck it, and then she flipped everyone off just all around the ring. And that was like a temporary changing point for that match where people started to boo her, and they kind of, did their thing for a little bit. We Want Becky chance came back, and I'm not exactly sure what the moment was that turned them, but maybe it was the suplex. Like, that was a rough looking suplex. I don't know if it was a botch or what, but what ended up happening was Rhea Ripley had Charlotte in like this little hold, and she like deadlifted her up and suplexed her. I think that might be where the crowd changed, but they were fully into them at that point going forward, which was cool to see. It's cool to see a crowd not want to see a match, and then the wrestlers prove them wrong. And I don't think that this match was bad by any means, at least by the time we got to the end, but it was the Charlotte backflip. Okay, fair enough. But the outcome, man, why the outcome? Why do you put the Raw Women's Championship on Charlotte again? I don't get it. Plus, this whole thing, they had Rhea Ripley was the NXT Women's Champion. They had Charlotte Flair win the Royal Rumble and come after Rhea Ripley, and Charlotte took the title off of Ripley. And I don't think that Ripley has recovered since that time. And Papa H, he was like, look, I know that you're confused. I know that it doesn't make sense, but give us 6 months and we'll tie all of this together and it will all make sense. Fast forward 6 months later, nothing happened. Fast forward longer, Rhea Ripley's on Raw. She's the Raw Women's Champion. That doesn't explain anything. Fast forward a little bit longer. Here we are tonight. Money in the Bank. Charlotte Flair beats Rhea Ripley once again. Charlotte did the Andrade Judas effect. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, some of you don't know, Andrade and Charlotte Flair are engaged, and she's been using some moves from Andrade's moveset. One of them being the moonsault, where you land on your feet and the person rolls out of the way, and then you do another backflip on top of them. She uses that, and that's fine. She does that one fine. But one of my favorite moves that Andrade does is when he's running towards you, right? He goes to throw the kick, but it's a fake kick. And then he turns around and elbows you in the face. He does it so smooth, and it looks great. Charlotte has been doing those two moves. She's got to cut this one loose. Practice a lot, because it doesn't look good. It does not look smooth. Like, he fully commits when he does that kick and the back elbow. Like, it's all one fluid, smooth motion. This one is not. Please stop the nonsense. You think Rhea forgot? It possible. Like, I don't know, but it doesn't look good. Philip says, good night, love you all. Thank you, man, Philip, for tuning in. I appreciate you so much, my friend. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your night. Do you think Becky is going to return? Maybe. I know that her return is imminent. It's happening. I'm not sure if it's tomorrow. I haven't heard like any actual details on her return. I just know that it's coming soon, or somewhat soon. But yeah, Charlotte Flair, she wins clean. Charlotte Flair beats Rhea Ripley. Well, I guess it depends on your definition of clean, because she did like kick her feet into the steel comment. Sorry, I'm reading and talking. The steel steps. Before she hooked in the figure 8, which ended up getting her the win. I'm not sure where this is going to go. I hope that this feud is over, though. I don't think that Rhea Ripley deserves another shot. I don't want to see this match happen again. Even if it's tomorrow, I don't want to see it. I'm done. Just have these people go their separate ways. You think Cena showing up at Raw makes sense? Yeah, from a company standpoint. From a company standpoint, of course. Why wouldn't they utilize him? He's a huge star. He's 100% going to bring in ratings for tomorrow. And when they have a show tomorrow, coming off this huge cliffhanger from him coming back at Money in the Bank, it only makes sense for him to be there. He's not like assigned to any brand. He's not really doing anything. He's just coming back. He's going to face Roman Reigns, of course, but it just makes sense to utilize him. Can I read your comment? Let me see if I can find it. Oh, okay. In my opinion, the We Want Becky chants threw Charlotte and Rhea off, and the match looked terrible. It wasn't until halfway through the match started to get good. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that they were probably pissed, and I'd be mad too. I'd be mad too. I would feel bad for Becky because it's not her fault, and she's obviously back there, and people are chanting for her, and that sucks. But at the end of the day, they did what they needed to do, and they won them over at the end. So I guess that's all that counts. Cena will lose, another predictable Money in the Bank. Yeah, he will. But sometimes predictability isn't the worst thing. KO got a massive chant. Feels like he's the new CM Punk. I unfortunately wasn't able to watch during that point because my Peacock was all messed up. Oh, and this is where Peacock got all messed up. Of course, here's on my post about Peacock not working. Thank you, Peacock. We really enjoyed the entrances for the men's Money in the Bank. Jesus. Back in my day, once someone lost, we moved forward and didn't look back. They need to stop with the endless rematches. I agree. And I don't think that every match just needs to happen one time. But, if there's like a blood feud going on, it makes sense to be able to continue it in certain things. It makes sense to, if you do like a hokey finish where someone uses a weapon and it's not clean or someone interferes, like there are some reasons to roll back matches, but you shouldn't be like defaulting to those. It shouldn't be like hey, we have nothing really planned for next week, so we're just going to put these two guys in the ring and they're just going to wrestle for 7 weeks straight. And we're just going to find these weird little kinks here and there. Like this guy will win the first one, the other guy will win the second one. And now it's like, well, it's 50-50. Who's going to win the third one? And then guy cheats to win the third one. So other guy's mad. And then, he does something and then wins. So then they're 50-50 and they just keep rolling. And it's like, there's no story. You're just having this thing where people are just wrestling to wrestle and they're just screwing each other over just to screw each other over. It's not for me, but it can work in certain feuds where it's heated and all that stuff. Like, I don't know. I just wish that they would be more creative. That's all. Anthony says Big E and Apollo is a big example. Yeah, it is. When Big E was the Intercontinental Champion, Apollo had a bunch of shots and he just kept getting him and getting him and getting him. And then finally, Apollo won. And then you would think, hey, okay, cool. Apollo finally won. It's over. Psych. Now Big E gets a chance and he's just going to keep coming at Apollo, even though he doesn't necessarily deserve them. For me, when when a world champion loses their championship. So in this instance, I'm going to be talking about Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley. When one of those guys drop their title, if it's not some weird hokey thing and they're not doing like a rematch or something that's involved in keeping a feud, an intense feud, by the way, not just a random match, an intense feud going, then it's fine to keep them on TV. But for me, if you have Roman Reigns lose the championship, he should be gone for a little bit. I always like when they do that. AEW did that with Jon Moxley. Or no, they didn't actually, did they? Who did they do it with? Was it Jericho? Someone was off of TV for a little bit. I think it might have been Jericho. Stuff like that. I think if you don't have anything for someone to do, they don't need to be there. They don't. And I don't understand how you have all these people and they don't have things to do. It's crazy. I don't really blame Charlotte. She is a great talent if we exclude Andrade's moves, but the overbooking has made her terrible, and the frustration she has been holding over for years, she let it out. Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing that sucks, too. Like, I said this for Roman, and I'll say this again for Charlotte. It sucks when you're put in that position, because what are you supposed to do? I'm not going to tell Roman Reigns, or I'm not going to even suggest that Roman Reigns says, hey, you know what, Vince? I don't like being in the main event. I don't like being the face of the company. I don't like being world champion. I don't deserve a shot for this. No one in their right mind is going to do that. What is he going to do? Vince is either going to say, too bad, you're doing it anyways, or he's going to say, okay, you clearly don't want to be here. You clearly don't think you have what it takes to be in the main event, or you don't want to be in the main event. So go ahead. We'll put you on Main Event, the TV show that no one knows when it's on. No one in their right mind is going to do that. I'm not going to go to, if I had a boss, I'm not going to be like, sir, you know what? It's not fair that you pay me $20 an hour. I would like a respectful 15. No, like, no, it's just not how it works. So like, I understand it's probably got to be really frustrating for someone like Charlotte to just be pushed because there's not really anything that you can do. Like, it sucks. But the reality is that we want to see other people do other things, and it's frustrating when you don't. Drew McIntyre, I haven't read this comment yet, but I see the name Drew McIntyre. That's another one as well. Drew McIntyre has been at the forefront ever since the pandemic era started and a little bit before. And he's just been in the main event for too long, doing the same old thing with the same people, with the same championship. And it's just time to move on. That's all. And I'm glad that they made that decision. I was worried, but I'm glad that they made that decision. Do you think it's going to be Lashley versus Big E for SummerSlam or Lashley versus Brock? It's Lashley versus Gold for SummerSlam. Lashley versus Gold for SummerSlam. James says, I'm a huge fan of Rhea Ripley. I swear to you, if Rhea Ripley gets ruined and fired next year, I'm going to turn into Sad Corbin. I don't think she would get... I mean, I personally think she is ruined, but I don't think she would get released. Ashley says, Drew McIntyre is reaching that point where Charlotte currently is. I still like Drew. Don't get me wrong, but the man needs to stay away from the WWE Championship for a while. Yeah, I agree completely. And it looks like they made that right decision. It looks like that's going to happen. So I'm very happy about that. Van says, was it just me or YouTube showed the chat had disconnected? It's probably just for you because mine's fine. I think it's like an individual type thing. So maybe your internet had a hiccup for just a second or something like that. We don't claim that match? Yeah, no, we don't. It's probably going to be like 2 or 3 minutes long, and that's going to be it. You got to tell me something really important? All right, I'm ready. I think I already know what it is, but I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Drew gets a vacation? Yes, please. Give Drew a vacation. You guys been working extremely hard. Fly says, it's funny. I just seen someone saying on Twitter, this is the worst Money in the Bank ever, or worst pay-per-view this year. I don't know. Like, to me, I think that the last 2 matches were really good. And I think that the appearance from John Cena is a lot. Like, it is what it is. Like, the guy's a superstar. So I think that changes a lot. But Hell in a Cell was not good whatsoever. And oddly enough, the WWE show that I liked the most was WrestleMania Backlash. Ain't that about a bitch? Like, out of all show, Backlash? Not only Backlash, but they threw on the WrestleMania Backlash, and that show was good. And it's weird. It's so weird. Like, never in a million years did I think that I would enjoy a Backlash show. Those shows are usually trash. So that was weird. Van says, watch Money Heist. I know you already knew it. Yep. I knew it was coming. I will get there eventually. I will. Hell in a Cell was just a rematch city with terrible finishes. And it's the finishes, man, that kill me. The finishes kill me. You can have the best match in the world and just have a terrible finish, and it's like, man, really? And I'm not talking about an accidental finish. I'm talking about something that you do all of the time. A roll-up, a distraction, an interference. Like, man, there's nothing worse. Or disqualification. That's my least favorite one. But there's nothing worse than when someone, like, is like, hey, dummy, look over here. And they're just like, huh? And then they just get rolled up and lose. Like, bro, come on. Stop it. Stop it with the nonsense. John Cena finally got rid of that JBL hair. That was weird. That was really weird. Okay, so next up, our main event, or not our main event. I'm sorry, my apologies. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match. We had a good match, really good match. It was pretty short, and actually, I want to see how long this actually was because I didn't look this up when I was on there. How do you think the IC title picture is going to be booked heading into SummerSlam? I'm not sure, to be honest. I have absolutely no clue. I haven't. I've been kind of keeping an eye on the product, but I haven't been watching it, so I don't know who's doing what, and all that stuff. So I'm not sure. Okay, Money in the Bank. Let's see. It does. Oh, 18 minutes. So actually wasn't that short. It was longer than the women's one. It was almost the longest. Damn, Roman Reigns and Edge went 33 minutes tonight. That's crazy. It didn't feel like a 33-minute match. That is crazy. That's great. That's a main event, and that is a world title match. That's amazing. Okay, so 18 minutes. It wasn't as short as I thought. For some reason, I thought it was short, but maybe it was just so good that it went by so fast. This match was great. Lots of really great spots. The only thing that really bothered me in this match was John Morrison spraying Shinsuke Nakamura with water. Why does that, bro? Like, Shinsuke Nakamura. How old is Shinsuke Nakamura? Let me look this up. Shinsuke Nakamura. All right, we're gonna find out how old Shinsuke Nakamura is. Okay. Shinsuke Nakamura is 41 years old. 40 years old. Okay? You're telling me this man's in his entire life, the 4 decades he's been on this planet, he's never realized that you could just go like this? Ever? Shinsuke Nakamura just gets hit in the face with water and it's just like, this man doesn't even know where he is anymore. And I think he was out for the rest of the match. Why? Why? It's weird things like that just drive me nuts. And like the thing with Corbin as well, where he lost his crown 3 weeks ago, right? But somehow he's losing his car, his cars, and he's losing his houses. Bro, 3 weeks? You can't miss multiple car payments and multiple house payments in a span of 3 weeks. Those are monthly things that you pay for. And I don't even know how long it takes. I think it takes forever to get someone out of a house. Like, forever. And cars, like, it takes so long before, like, they actually send a repo man to actually come take them from you. He hasn't even had enough time to make a payment. That's the stuff that it's like, bro, I am 30 years old. All right. Like, come on. Warrior says he knew Shinsuke's greatest weakness, water. Because Shinsuke just wants to surf. And that makes it even funnier. The surfing thing. Shinsuke Nakamura surfs in his off time. Look at that. That's all that stood in the way of Shinsuke Nakamura winning the Money in the Bank. That. He could have won. Van says, excuse me, if Randy can recover from fire in just a week, then anything can happen. Yeah, that was crazy. That little like lucha tape mask thing that they had for him, that was weird. Maybe it was holy water. The ultimate drip water from Johnny Drip Drip. If you had to rank men's Money in the Bank matches, where would you put this one? Near top or bottom? I'm so bad. My memory is so bad at remembering past things like that. I would have to watch them and then do it. I can't rank things like that. It was pretty good though. It was pretty good. One of the only things that I really, really, really remember from a Money in the Bank match, which I hope is even a Money in the Bank match, is that epic dive from Shelton Benjamin where that ladder is just leaned against the ropes and he runs up and dives off of it. Pretty sure that was a Money in the Bank match. That's really one of the only things that I remember. Should have been Rollins, but drip drip baby. It's funny how Father Rollins and John Morrison formed this like friendship because they were like drip drip guys and they're like cool guys with the cool clothes, you know. That was funny until it didn't last anymore and Father Rollins hit him with a ladder. El Viper should have lasted longer because of how funny it was. It was hilarious. It was like one of the wildest things I've ever seen. Just seeing that was crazy. Imagine Orton with Matt on the scooter in the, oh God. Randy Orton with a scooter too. That would be crazy. Sorry, but it definitely shouldn't have been Rollins this time. Yeah, I don't think Rollins should have won. I think that this match went perfect, right? Big E is the person to win it. And I'm going to tell you why right now. This is story time with AOW, okay? So, we've seen this random ass stuff happen on Raw. Or you guys have because you've been watching. Or if you haven't, then you've seen it on Twitter or maybe on Instagram. But Bobby Lashley had a match with Xavier Woods. Cage match, by the way. And Bobby Lashley hashtag whooped dad ass for Xavier Woods. Beat him up real bad. Tonight. You know, and there's some other things that happen. You know, I think Woods got a roll-up victory over Bobby Lashley at some point. Yada, yada, yada. Whatever it is. But the thing that matters is that Lashley beat the hell out of Woods. Okay. Next. Tonight. Lashley beat the absolute hell out of Kofi Kingston. And like I said, this wasn't a match. It was a murder. This was a televised murder. He killed Kofi for 7 minutes straight on TV. Absolutely destroyed this man's. Now that I'm thinking about it, those two guys are in a group called the New Day. And now that I'm thinking about it, there's 3 of them. That leaves Big E. Big E's not on Raw, unfortunately. So he can't be a part of this. But tonight, Big E just so happened to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. Now, he gets to decide if he would rather cash in on Bobby Lashley or Roman Reigns. And if I'm being honest with you, no one in their right mind would want to cash in on Roman Reigns. Because why would you? He's been a dominant champion for almost a year. And Bobby Lashley been a pretty dominant champion as well, but not on the level of Roman Reigns. So for me, I want to take the lesser of the two. And unfortunately, no disrespect, Bobby Lashley is the lesser of the two. And not only that, but this man's has been hurting my friends for weeks in a steel cage match, an unnecessary steel cage match, by the way. And tonight, he killed Kofi for 7 minutes on TV. If I'm Big E, I'm mad. I'm upset. So I have a reason. Oh, it's me lagging. Oh, damn. Well, I'm sorry. I'm just going to keep going. But if or Big E cash in on Karrion Kross, that would be terrible. I don't want to see Big E go to NXT. I don't want to see Big E go to NXT. But Bobby Lashley, he has a reason to go after him for personal reasons and for professional reasons now. So it all makes sense to me. It all makes sense. Viva says, hear me out. We get a pay-per-view called Crossroads and we just have a bunch of Raw and SmackDown matches. That being bragging rights. That's Survivor Series. It is lagging. Should go away in a second, hopefully. This stream brought to you by Peacock. Please go away. Man, Xfinity killing me. Xfinity killing me. Okay, I don't know if it's lagging for everyone, so I'm just keep going. I'm just gonna keep going. Edge and Lita in the corner versus Super Cena at WrestleMania. Edge and Cena would be crazy. It'd be crazy to see that match again. They better not do a noble cash in. Let him be strategic and when the man's tore up. Yeah, I think so too. I don't like the whole announcing cash-ins type things. Like, that's never been for me. I don't understand. Like, you have an opportunity. All right. So when that opportunity comes, you have a guaranteed championship reign, pretty much. So whenever this person is down and out, you take that opportunity, you seize it, and you do what you need to do and get the job done. I don't understand why anyone would ever be like, oh, hey, I have this Money in the Bank briefcase, and I would like a match with you in 2 weeks. No, I'm waiting for someone to beat your ass, and then I'm coming in there, I'm giving this Money in the Bank briefcase, I'm going to finish whooping your ass, and then I'm going to take my championship. And I'm going to hold it proudly. I don't understand. Like, if you feel the need that you could just get the championship, then why not just ask for the match or figure out a way to get the match? I don't know. It's never made any sense to me. I don't get it. Did you go to WrestleMania 37 in Tampa? No, I've never been to WrestleMania. The only WWE events that I've been to are Raws and SmackDowns, and I went to the Royal Rumble that Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins won. I was at that one. AEW events, I've been to the first Double or Nothing, the first All Out, and this year's Double or Nothing, and Dynamite, and I have tickets to this year's All Out as well. And we're planning on going to Bound for Glory. Because that should be crazy, and it's pretty cheap. Myra says, Carmella cash-in, that ref was taking too long. I loved the whole Carmella cash-in thing. Like, she did that for an entire year, almost. I loved that. I loved it. It was so exciting. Like, every time Carmella came in to look like she was going to cash in, it was so exciting. And then when she finally did it, it was like, yes, let's go. Let's go. They need to move that champion versus champion stuff to Clash of Champions. Literally the name. I like that. I'm not mad at that. Who do you think Charlotte Flair SummerSlam opponent should be? I have no clue, man. Maybe Becky or something like that. If people are thinking Tessa Blanchard's supposed to show up, I guess there you go right there. Maybe they wanted Charlotte to work with her if that's the case. I haven't seen anything, so I'll have to look it up when I stop doing the show tonight. I would love WWE to do weekly name shows like NXT. Oh, like the gimmick shows, like Legends Night, and or I guess more so like Great American Bash and stuff like that. I would like that too. In a perfect world, I would get rid of like at least half of my pay-per-views. So let's say WWE has a pay-per-view once every 2 months instead of once a month, or even they just have their big four, right? And then you just do the gimmick shows, right? Like, what a great way to get a massive influx of people to watch Raw or SmackDown by giving it a gimmick name and doing the whole gimmicks thing and you know, putting the world championship on the line or something like that. I think it'd be great. But the whole thing was that they needed watch time for the WWE Network to make it profitable. And now they probably have some sort of deal with Peacock where they need watch time or blah, 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 blah. I don't know. So, I mean, I get why they have the pay-per-views and because, like, you know, they're used to that revenue stream, but it makes more sense to me that it feels like an actual pay-per-view. So for me, when I'm watching an AEW pay-per-view, it feels like a pay-per-view. Like, it's a big card. There's stories that I've worked out. Like, everything is just there. And every match is important, as opposed to like right now where everything kind of is a rehash and kind of feels like things are just jammed together for the sake of them just happening, you know? Okay, I know I sound kind of biased. What do you mean? I'm trying to look for your other comment. I'm not sure I see it. Oh, Ziggler had the loudest pop. Oh, okay, I see. This is off topic, but I personally feel Josh Alexander to be the one to defeat Kenny Omega. Very possible. Josh Alexander is great. Ayan, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. How you doing? I'm not ignoring. I haven't seen anything. I just posted again. We need. This man says we need Bill Gold, Stone Cold, Steve Austin, The Rock, Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, Kane, always in WWE. Sure, give me all of those guys, but take out Billy Boy, please. What's next for Liv? I have no clue, man. No clue. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back God Roman Reigns. Bring back Judgment Day, No Way Out, Bad Blood, and maybe Taboo Tuesday or Cyber Sunday. Cyber Sunday would be a good one as well. Let the fans have some fun. Okay, next up, and then I'm gonna get out of here because it's been 2 hours and I only wanted to be here for 1 hour. Thank you guys for being a part of the show. I appreciate it. Okay, so main event match of the night: Roman Reigns versus Edge. And like I said, this match went like 33 minutes. I think is what I said. 33 minutes and 10 seconds. This match was great. Yes, it was slow paced, and that is perfectly fine with me. I don't need every single match to go 100 miles an hour. I don't need it. They're great. Great to see all the good and crazy spots, but this was great for other reasons as well. I really like this match. I loved the slow pace of it. I love how Roman was just dominating Edge. It's weird that the fans were chanting "You can't wrestle" at Roman Reigns, considering that the fans should know that Roman Reigns can wrestle. I thought that was a little weird, but nonetheless, maybe just a heel doing what he does best, being a heel. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought everything about this was great, aside from the like second interference from Rollins. I didn't necessarily need that. And I'm not sure if there's more to the story with Charles, the referee. If you guys saw I mean, you had to have seen the clip because they showed it like 3 different times. Edge, like, just barely, just grazed the referee. He went down, and man's looked like he got hit by a truck. He was down, he was out. He eventually ended up rolling out of the ring, and I'm not sure if there was some confusion. I'm not sure if he actually did get hurt, because it's always, when people get hurt in wrestling, it's always the dumbest shit. Like, Vince being mad at the finish to that Royal Rumble, I believe it was, or a Battle Royal or whatever it was. He gets in the ring and he like tears his legs and can't stand up, like just from getting in the ring. So it's always like the weirdest little things that don't hurt people, but someone getting thrown off of a Hell in a Cell or going through giant ladders and through tables, like those people don't get hurt. It's always just something weird. So I don't know, maybe it's very possible that he did get hurt. It took forever to send out another referee, which is what I thought was really weird as well. Usually they just kind of send out another one, and then they'll just be attacked or whatever it is. But they waited a really long time. They had actual people from the back come out to look on him, so I'm not sure if it was all a part of the show or if he was actually injured or not. But aside from that, I thought everything was great. The Usos tried to come out and help, but Dominik and Rey Mysterio ended up stopping them before they could get an advantage. And then out of nowhere, when Edge had Roman Reigns in that crossface with the bottom part of the steel chair in his mouth, Rollins came out and kicked him in the back of the head and left. And then he eventually came back as well, jumped through the crowd, and he distracted Edge, and Roman Reigns was able to get the win off of that to retain his championship. And more than anything, you are talking to people right eye to eye from the camera. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm looking to right here. Roman is GOAT. Roman is the best thing that WWE has to offer right now by far. He's very entertaining. He's very good at what he's doing right now. It's incredible. But I thought it was a little weird that after the match, Seth and Roman just kind of stood there and stared at each other. But that wasn't like the weirdest part. Edge gets up, and I'm assuming that everyone's aware of it, because you would have to know that someone's moving in your peripherals, like right next to you. And he attacks Seth, and Roman just kind of chilling, just standing there, just hanging out. And then Rollins and Edge, at least he speared him and out a roll up. Yeah, thank God for that, right? Thank God for that. At least there was an actual like finishing move being used. But then Edge and Rollins ended up spilling out into the crowd, and as they proceeded to leave, Roman's music started to play. He grabbed a mic and said something along the lines of "Everyone needs to acknowledge me now." And then the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, John Cena makes his return to WWE. The crowd went insane. Someone posted a picture of the ref posted when they were talking to the ref, and he showed the X sign. But yeah, looks like he did get injured, but that's crazy. I feel sorry for him, because that wasn't really anything to get injured over, so it's always a shame. But man, it was John Cena showing up at the end of the show. I knew that it was a possibility. I didn't know that it was 100% set in stone. I wasn't 100% sure, but I knew that it was talked about, that he was either going to do it tonight or he was going to do it on Friday. That's all I knew. Him doing it tonight was crazy. Him making that just quick appearance. And more than anything, I just loved how he just came out, didn't say anything. He comes out, crowd explodes, the roof launches off the building into another planet. It was so loud, it was so crazy. Just comes out there, does the John Cena thing, show goes off the air. You love to see it. He didn't need to say anything to Roman. Roman didn't say anything to him. Hell, I don't even think they really had a crazy stare down. Looks like they looked at each other for a brief moment, and that was probably about it. And then John Cena goes up to the rope, does his thing, taunts the WWE Universe, and show goes off the air. Crazy. The chat is all Roman Reigns. Let's see here. Issa says Ziggler is the best thing WWE has. It's just WWE doesn't I don't know why they don't. It must be that he wants to focus on his comedy more. It's got to be why Dolph Ziggler doesn't get used more. Oh, Blazer said Roman got too comfortable with the pitch in 2K Thunderdome crowd. Cheers. I think that Roman was working the crowd pretty great tonight. I enjoyed everything about this match. Like I said, just the only thing, I guess I shouldn't say everything because I didn't like the Seth interference, but other than that, everything was great. And I knew the Seth interference was coming, and I figured the John Cena appearance was coming too. Because why wouldn't you play off of that tonight? There's so many more people watching tonight, and it all made just complete sense. Fly says Seth was saying Edge would be champion if it wasn't for me. You need to know that and understand I'm next or something like that. Yeah. So yep, that's why Seth is pissed at Edge, and we're gonna see that play out. That's gonna be really, really good. He said something after WWE went off air. Okay, I'll have to check that out after the show for sure. I'll have to check it out. If John wouldn't have appeared, TVA would have picked up John. Needed to be here tonight. James says if the Raw and SmackDown stages are going to be the same, it would be exactly like 2008 to 16 from when the stages were same. I hope they're not, but from what I understand, they're going to be the same. John Cena did say something. WWE posted it. Yeah, I'll check it out after the show. I'll check it out after. You'll be at SummerSlam for that? Man, you're lucky. I've heard nothing but great things about SummerSlam. It's supposed to be a really, really, really good show. Hopefully there's a lot of good stuff that goes down, some debuts. We're in a point where WWE, like they're I don't think that they'll ever really be too far gone. I think they'll always be able to recover. And it's not their talent pool that is lacking whatsoever. It's the booking. That's all. The people there are extremely talented. They're there for a reason. They can give us really good matches. It's just the booking has to follow. So when WWE decides to pull that trigger, the better. So hopefully, fingers crossed that all of this starts to work out and take shape and be great. Like there's nothing more. People like to think that I hate WWE. I don't understand why. People like things. People don't like things. Not the end of the world. For me, I want them to succeed. For me, my complaints come from looking at this talent pool and looking at how amazing things could be, and they're just not. So it's more like a disappointed parent more than anything, where it's like I see the potential and I know where this could go, and this could be the best thing going on. And for some weird reason, it's just the worst. So that's how I look at it. Hopefully they're able to flip that switch, though. I know they can do it. I hope they finally start doing this. There's nothing more than I want to watch wrestling every single day of the week and love it every single day of the week. That's what I want. So I will be here tomorrow for Monday Night Raw. I have my fingers crossed for a good show. I have my fingers crossed. Some debuts. Maybe some things will leak. Maybe some exciting things will happen aside from John Cena showing up on Raw tomorrow. I hope. I haven't watched Raw in a very long time, so 2016 has to be the best book 6 women's division ever. John Cena on Raw tomorrow? Yes, John Cena on Raw tomorrow. I saw a post from Marcel. Marcel says WWE seems to set up a lot up till SummerSlam, but after what really left till Mania, Cena will be fine. Yeah, we'll see. I'm looking forward to SummerSlam. If the shows are good, I'll continue to watch them. If they're not, I will just revert back and not watch them again. And I'll just kind of play it from there. We do still have to figure out a time to do AOW Underground because that was on Mondays during Monday Night Raw, and FFBW, the Fire Promoter Series, we used to do for Friday during SmackDown as well. I'm 100% watching Raw this week, and NXT, and Dynamite, and SmackDown as well, since John Cena is going to be back on there, and they're doing all that stuff as well. So we'll just kind of have to play it by ear and try to figure out all this other stuff, because I do want to continue to do those. I have a lot of fun doing those, and it seems like everyone else really enjoys those as well. So we'll try to figure out a new schedule going forward to get all those things to work. And if worst comes to worst, if Raw or SmackDown falls back down, we can just put them right back in those slots anyways and go from there. I think after Raw is a little bit too late to do like a 3-hour show. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see though. Van says, you saw Loki episode 6. Man, it changed the whole MCU. Yes, the Loki series was very good. I loved Loki. Very, very good. Very good. Jan says, see you tomorrow, man. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. I saw someone else say that they had to tune out, but it scrolled past. Let me go try to find them. Jack said, I gotta go, man. Had a good time here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, Jack. I'm not sure if you're still here, but thank you. I appreciate you for tuning in. I appreciate everyone. A lot more people here, so thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate that. And Nick says, Roman needs to be more dynamic. He is boring to watch when he wrestles. Imagine if Kofi and Woods became champ and Biggie cashed in on them. That would suck if Biggie cashed in on Kofi or Woods. I don't ever want to see the New Day break up. I don't ever want to see anything like that whatsoever. I'm a big fan of the New Day and them sticking together. And I think that they defy the odds by staying together, you know? So I just don't want to see that happen. It happens to everyone, but it can't happen to the New Day. I want to see them go all the way to the end. I do. And Roman, I like where Roman's at. I like where Roman's at. I like everything where Roman's at right now. Zach says, thanks for a great show, Detective. See you tomorrow for Raw. Thank you, man. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. That is it. It's a little over 2 hours, a little bit longer than I expected, but I had a great time. Thank you. There were some extra people here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. I will be here doing base cam stuff going forward. So if you liked the stream, please make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe as well. I greatly appreciate it. And we will be here tomorrow for Monday Night Raw, good or bad. It'll be a fun thing. So thank you guys, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good rest of your night. Peace.